Hi, ReleaseFire here, and I'm going to talk you through how to use the Switch Axe in Monster Hunter Rise. It'll give you a detailed guide to the destructive power of the double option weapon, but if you've got any questions or you're not too sure about anything, leave a comment below. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if it helps you out. Firstly, it's called a Switch Axe because you can switch between the default axe mode and the sword mode at the press of a button. Click ZR and you'll go from swinging the axe to slashing hellfire with the always sharp monster sword. In sword mode you deal more damage and have quicker hits, but you'll be slower to move around than when in axe mode. Press ZR again and you'll transition back, and so on and so forth. The most efficient way to morph between the two is either to transition as you're moving or when you're mid-combo with an attack. You can do this as you're stepping forwards and backwards or during a dodge roll with B, so you can cover more ground and get yourself into a better position. However, the Switch Axe comes with its own unique gauge in the top left hand corner of the screen, and you'll need the middle part of it to use sword moves. If you try to switch into sword mode when the gauge is below the first marker, then you'll enter a reload state, which takes time and leaves you defenseless against an attack. So the idea is you attack in axe mode to build up the gauge and then transition to sword mode to do big damage. The gauge will then go down as you attack with the sword, and as it gets lower, you'll need to transition back to the axe to let it build back up again. The meter also has an outer section that fills up when you land sword combos, and when it reaches capacity you'll go into a new state with boosted attack power. So overall what you want to do is use axe mode to build up the inner meter, switch to sword mode and use XAA combos to build up the outer meter and enter the boosted damage state, at which point you want to switch to the more powerful sword moves, and I'll talk you through those in a little bit. This will then reset and you can go through the cycle once again. While you're in axe mode, you can use combos XXXAA and repeat to give yourself a nice loop, or go into the swinging axe move by repeatedly pressing A. This will keep going until you run out of stamina. The swinging axe also gives you a strong transition into sword mode by pressing ZR a few times after it initiates, but be careful you don't press it too much or you'll just do the strong combo but end in axe mode. It takes a little practice, but once you get used to it, you'll be fine. If you want to stay in axe mode, just finish it with a single ZR or X press to land the finisher without the transition. The other cool move in axe form is to press X plus A together on repeat to do strong up and down swings, which are good for attacking wings, heads and tails. This is something I use a lot against the Rathian, for example, to be able to hit it without standing too close to its dangerous central line. In sword mode you have XXXA loop combos to deal the most damage and an AA combo that is good for filling up the outer meter. However, when it's full, go back to the higher damage move of XXXA. The other high damage move for the sword is the elemental discharge by pressing X plus A together to go into a quick jabbing combo, and then press X repeatedly to tie in the explosive blast at the end. This dishes out a huge chunk of damage. However, if the monster moves, then you can miss the finisher altogether, so try to reserve it for when it's downed, trapped or low on stamina, aka not moving very much. You'll need inner gauge to be able to do the move, but if you also have outer gauge, then you'll latch onto the monster to deliver an unstoppable elemental discharge with even more damage. The other added benefit of the Switch Axe is that it also deals file damage, which is different dependent on the Switch Axe that you have. For example, power files boost your damage, while the paralysis file deals paralysis damage. In Monster Hunter Rise, file effects activated by the sword persist in axe form. And then in terms of silk bind moves, I found that the best one was to hold down ZL and to press X. And it sends you in, and the idea is you want to do it down the full length of the monster because it delivers a series of hits. Do that a few times and you should be able to mount it and take it to another monster to deal some serious damage, which is a hell of a lot of fun. Finally, you can boost your movement options by using sidesteps, palamuts and wire bugs. To sidestep, push left or right and B in either sword or axe mode. This can be good to get out of the way of an attack without rolling too far from the monster, but you'll mostly use it to reposition yourself along a monster to hit it in different parts of its body. Another cool move is on your palamut you can do a launch dismount with B while running towards a monster when you catch up with it. Then press ZR in midair and you'll go straight into sword mode to land some instant damage. This is also something you can do during battle using wire bugs. Put your weapon away, hold ZL when facing the monster from distance, press ZR and you'll fly towards it, press ZR once again and you can cover a lot of ground and land an instant sword attack and be ready to deliver a flurry of moves. And that's my Switch Axe guide for Monster Hunter Rise, so you should be ready to dish out some serious damage for your next hunt. It's part of my wider guide for Monster Hunter Rise, so you can check out the link above if you want to see the rest of my videos to help you make the most of the game. Like I said earlier, hopefully the video helps you out. If it does, drop me a like below. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already with the link on the left hand side, and check out the rest of my guide for Monster Hunter Rise with the links on the right hand side. Leave any comments and I'll catch you next time.